Imagine a world where nature itself challenges a society's stability. This intriguing picture offers a glimpse into the 10 plagues of Egypt. These events were not mere bad luck. They carried significant spiritual meaning. The story begins with Moses. He was chosen to lead the Israelites out of slavery. Pharaoh's refusal to free them triggered divine intervention. 10 plagues were unleashed upon Egypt, each escalating in intensity. They displayed God's power and sent a strong message of liberation. The first plague transformed water into blood. This symbolized the consequences of ignoring divine authority. The second plague brought frogs. Their overwhelming presence represented chaos in the land. Next came lice, which showed the Egyptians' helplessness. They could not prevent or control these pests. The fourth plague introduced swarms, further disrupting daily life. Each plague escalated Pharaoh's suffering while emphasizing God's might. The fifth plague killed livestock. This devastating loss targeted Egypt's economy and worship. Following that, boils affected both people and animals, showcasing God's judgment on Egyptian deities. Then hail rained down, destroying crops and further displaying divine control. Locusts followed, consuming what remained in the fields. The ninth plague engulfed Egypt in darkness, signifying their spiritual blindness. Finally, the most sorrowful plague struck. The firstborn of every family died. This confirmed the seriousness of divine judgment and the necessity for sacrifice. Each plague had profound spiritual implications. They illustrated God's justice, power, and mercy. The plagues forced the Egyptians to confront their idolatry. They highlighted the consequences of oppression. For the Israelites, the plagues represented hope. They were signs of liberation from slavery. They revealed a path to freedom that transcended mere physical escape. It was about faith. When reflecting on these plagues today, we see their relevance. They challenge us to examine our lives and faith. Are we turning a blind eye to injustice? In summary, the 10 plagues of Egypt were powerful episodes. They taught lessons on obedience, justice, and liberation. Understanding their implications can deepen our spiritual journey. Act now. Reflect on your beliefs and values. Consider how you can stand against injustice. Engage with our community and share your thoughts below. Join the conversation. Imagine a world where nature itself challenges society's stability. This vivid scenario echoes the 10 plagues of Egypt. These events were not just unfortunate occurrences, they carried profound spiritual significance. The narrative begins with Moses. Chosen to lead the Israelites from slavery, he faced a stubborn Pharaoh. Pharaoh's refusal to grant their freedom triggered divine intervention. Consequently, 10 plagues were unleashed upon Egypt, each more severe than the last. These plagues displayed God's might and conveyed a powerful message of liberation. The first plague turned water into blood. This transformation symbolized the severe consequences of ignoring divine authority. The second plague brought an invasion of frogs. Their overwhelming presence illustrated chaos throughout the land. Next came the plague of lice, highlighting the Egyptians' helplessness. They could neither prevent nor control these irritating pests. The fourth plague unleashed swarms of flies, further disrupting their daily lives. Each successive plague intensified Pharaoh's suffering, reinforcing God's mighty presence. The fifth plague decimated Egypt's livestock. This loss severely impacted both their economy and religious practices. Following this, boils afflicted both people and animals, showcasing God's judgment against the Egyptian gods. Hail soon descended from above, devastating crops and demonstrating divine power. Locusts followed, consuming the remnants of the fields. The ninth plague enveloped Egypt in darkness, signifying their spiritual blindness. Ultimately, the most tragic plague struck. Every firstborn in Egypt died that night. This event illustrated the seriousness of divine judgment and highlighted the need for sacrifice. Each of these plagues bore significant spiritual ramifications. They illustrated God's justice, power, and mercy. The plagues forced Egyptians to confront their misplaced idolatries. They underscored the grave consequences of oppression. For the Israelites, the plagues signified hope. They were signs of eventual liberation and a pathway to freedom beyond mere physical escape. It was deeply rooted in faith. Reflecting on these plagues today reveals their continued relevance. They prompt us to examine our lives and spiritual beliefs. Are we choosing to ignore injustice? In conclusion, the 10 plagues of Egypt were impactful historical events. They imparted vital lessons about obedience, justice, and liberation. Understanding their implications can enhance our spiritual journeys. Take action. Reflect on your values and beliefs. Consider how you can oppose injustice. Engage with our community and share your insights below. Join this vital conversation.